Hi, if you're new here, I'm Kanita, and if you're already watching my One Piece Chill channel, welcome back. Today we are going to read the newest chapter of One Piece, number 1033. So let's see what we got there. Let's go. Okay, so the chapter is called Shimotsuki Kozaburo. Wait, what? Okay, this looks very promising. Cover request by Soda Susu. Tashigi plays the villain for baby penguins that make believe as heroes. Oh, okay, this looks very cute. So, okay, she has like a shark on her head, so she's playing a role of a shark. Very cute. Zoro versus King. Zoro has to deal with a rogue sword. Enma, stop draining my energy without permission, he says. And there's like a theory that Enma started doing it as soon as it heard Hiyori's music. So there might be some connection, but we also saw Enma drawing Zoro's energy like without any music. So let's see. Trouble in Paradise, King asks, and he goes in for an attack. And Zoro is shocked what they're trying to pull. He hits King, but he looks unfazed and says, "Oh, a direct hit." And suddenly there's a huge explosion. Okay, was it like, did King somehow set some kind of a trap? Skull Dome, Left Brain Tower, Pleasure Hole. Muhahaha, you just called the pirate hunter, right? He doesn't stand a chance against King, Queen says to Sanji. He is a surviving Lunarian. Okay, we already can guess that. They were all supposed to be eradicated. Those monsters could thrive in any inhospitable environment the world threw at them. So the name and the way that they survived at any inhospitable environment, they probably came from the moon, right? Were we told that though? Like, was this already confirmed? Damn. My memory fails me. In the distant past, they were considered gods. When you look at a lot of theories and like theorize yourself, at some point you're like, wait, was this only a theory or was it already confirmed? So they were considered gods, which is very interesting. Okay, there were a lot of gods in the past. How could beings like that get wiped out? Sanji asks. That's something you have to find out for yourself, Queen answers, and going in for an attack again. That's interesting. How they were wiped out. Okay, by pirates, by world government, by some other live beings, probably in some kind of genocide. That's how it's called. Okay, we are going back to Onigashima. Half, close one. I'd be a goner if I used armament a second later, Zoro thinks. So he used it just in time to survive the explosion. So looks like exactly like King is using some kind of his Lunarian powers. He lured Zoro in for a hit, and that hit set off the explosion that left King completely unharmed and could affect Zoro if he used his armament hockey just a second later. Howski still unscathed. He just blew himself up. One shot style. Yeah, Lethal Lion song. That's a very pretty panel. And it does look like it did some damage, but I'm not sure. Looks like there is some mystery about King we have to solve before we can actually win against him. Yes, looks like he's completely fine, and Zoro is like, nothing? What the heck? He's stretching himself again, going for a similar attack with that, tempura, Imperial tempura. No way, that was one of my strongest techniques, Zoro says. What? Stop it, Enma, not now. Okay, so on one side, he doesn't know what's going on with the King. He doesn't understand like how he should fight him, because like looks like his attacks don't do anything, and King is kind of like a mystery to him. And from the other side, Enma keeps draining his energy, so he's not yet in complete control of this sword too. You know that like Zoro often fights with some kind of handicap. And maybe that's his handicap here, like not being able to control Enma fully. Don't. Okay, and now he's hurt, like there's blood coming from his mouth. So, yeah, for now, King really does have an upper hand, but we all believe that Zoro will win, right? So, I guess we'll have to find out how. A swordsman beaten by his own sword. That's a first, King says. Sendai Kitetsu. Okay, so his swords start falling from his hands and he grabs them. You already wield Sendai Kitetsu, that is one of mine. Wait, what really? It is cursed. I can't sell it to you more, and if you do you remember that? If you end up dead, your blood would be on my hands. I'll take it. It's that sword that he kinda took a gamble in, like he was told it was cursed, so he threw it up in the air and said like, let's see if this sword wants to cut me. Okay, so yeah, he is kind of diving for this sword Sendai Kitetsu because that's one of his important swords, and King is like, risking yourself to save a sword, have you lost it? Dude, but these swords are they really are important. It burns, Zoro says. What a relief it didn't fall off the island. Wada Ichimonji. So it looks like, yeah, all the swords like kind of fell off out from his hands, and he tried to kind of catch and collect all of them, but Wada Ichimonji is like the most important one. And we have this flashback again from his very very youngest years. So bad. Sensei, please let me have her sword. Okay, it's yours. I will get stronger for the both of us, strong enough that my name reaches up to the heavens. I'm going to be the world's greatest swordsman. So he kind of remembers his resolve and the reason why he does it, and maybe like this moment, looking at what Shimonji, remembering all of this, will bring something out, will be some kind of turning point. It must be fate. Then Guyama says, that white katana of yours is the Wada Ichimonji. It was forged by the same man that made Enma the master swordsmith Shimotsuki Kozabura. Okay. Wait. Shimotsuki Kozabura. We had Shimotsuki Ushimaru, right? And he looked very much like Zoro. But the one who made the sword was Shimotsuki Kozabura, and the chapter is named after him. So is this going to be about the sword, or is this going to be again about Zoro's ancestry? Let's see. I didn't have time to think about it before, but how did the sword from Wano wind up in the East Blue? Yeah, that's an interesting question, Zoro. People from Wano took it with them to the East Blue. Okay, let's see. It's going to be interesting, I think. Imperial Twin Blades. So you've picked up your 3 swords. Okay, all 3 of them are in his hands again. And he tries to block King's attacks, but looks like he's falling down. Enma. So King goes in and he attacks Zoro with his giant wing, but Zoro seems to block it, but still he falls down somewhere from the impact. And again he remembers the past. Zoro Jura, I was told not to say Sunachi, or Snatch it was in the first translation, Sunachi. It's just something I heard from an old Jiza in my village, Zoro explains. I've never used the word myself. What? Yeah, that's when he taught Momo that word for kind of like concentration and resolve, some stuff like that. And then Momo was told, yeah, don't say this word. Then we had an explanation why. So now Zoro thinks, so that's a word from Wano, and I learned it in my village, and kinda, it starts toning in his head, these gears. He's like, putting 2 and 2 together. That Jiza always said by the shore. I never bothered learning his name, and I only found out he was Kuina's grandfather after he croaked. The master swordsmith Shimotsuki Kozaburo left this country illegally over 50 years ago. So, he means old Jiza, that is Kuina's grandfather. And this is probably this sword master Shimotsuki Kozaburo. That's what I'm getting. Wait, we have a flashback again. And like a full one, not just like memories of Zoro, but a full-on flashback. Looks like 13 years ago, the East Blue, Shimotsuki village, Zoro's hometown. Okay, Shimotsuki. So Shimotsuki left, and they not just like started living somewhere, they founded their own village, Shimotsuki village. Okay. And we have Shimotsuki Dojo here, 13 years ago. Wait, what? Yeah, Tsunachi. It's a battle cry that gives you courage. I guess this old Jiza explains. I don't think I'll use it. It sounds weird, Zoro answers. Say, old man, is it true you were a samurai? Everyone at the dojo says you were. Quiet, boy. You're gonna bring the Marines down on my head. Why would the Navy care? He is Queen's grandfather, and he must be Shimotsuki. Also, he looks fantastic. I love his design, like his brows. Oh my god. But Ushimaru, right? He looked very much like Zoro, so I think it is not unreasonable to think that he is Zoro's ancestor, and he is also Shimotsuki, and looks like Kuina is also Shimotsuki. Does it mean that Kuina and Zoro are related? Because I thought, okay, let's see. None of your business. Now scram, you snot-nosed brat. Screw you, you useless old windbag. Okay, they had a very nice and sweet relationship, as we can see. You fed up with practicing at the dojo? I lost to Queen again. I need to train non-stop. What? But I don't have money. What? He gives him swords? And Zoro is like, but I don't have money to buy your swords. And Village Jiza answers, it's fine, take them. They're not much anyway. I can only make ones like this now. Use them for your training. So these are kind of the new swords that he made, and he says that he can't make really cool swords anymore. For some reason, maybe he doesn't have the materials, maybe he is really like the age is getting to him, and he just doesn't have it in him anymore. Listen, swords exist to cut people down, he says. When smiths create them, they ensure they can take as many lives possible. Sorry, like, what the heck? Each blade is like a person with a unique disposition. A swordsman is one who tames the sword's wild nature and bends it to their will. Yeah, we kinda... Yeah, it's not a big news, but that's true. And also, do you remember how in SBS Oda was asked to kind of draw these swords as in a kind of human, and they looked so funny. Okay. It's a joke that deadly swords are believed to be cursed. That's just how named blades are. I consider it praise. Let the weak spread their nonsense. So he is like saying there's no swords that are cursed. They just have very strong personalities, and not many swordsmen can tame them. So I see it as a compliment. Calling a sword cursed, it means it is a good sword. And when you do tame it, when you are able to do it, it will be very, very useful. It means those swords fulfill their purpose well. I crafted my magnum opus when I was still young. Is it Enma? The temperament of that sword was something. You'd get the chills just holding it. I named the blade after the lord of the underworld. And Zoro remembers this right now. So he didn't realize this before. And now he saw Wada Ichimonji, he remembered his village, he remembered this old Jizer from Tsunachi, and he is like, wait! he did tell me this one time that his magnum opus, his greatest creation, was named after the lord of the underworld, and he's like, Enma. Okay, not a huge twist on this page itself, because we already kind of deduced that this old Jesus is Shimotsuki Kozabura. It's called Shimotsuki Village. That doesn't seem like a coincidence now, Zoro thinks. Did you know the village was founded by pirates? My grandma told me. The master swordsmith Shimotsuki Kozabura left this country illegally over 50 years ago. Yeah, again, he's kind of combining what he heard, what he knew from the village, and what he learned in Wano, and kind of realizing that Jiza was a samurai of Wano. He was the swordsmith, Shimotsuki Kozabura. Named blades stay vigilant. They wait patiently to find a swordsman worthy of them, Kozabura told him once. It is said a sword chooses its wielder, told the guy who kind of sold him that cursed swords and like that. So I think that, yeah, that's the guy. Okay, that's what this is. It's testing me. Okay, so Zoro is like, okay, why Enma behaves like this? It wants to test me. Right now in the battle, it wants to understand, am I worthy of wielding it? Well, that's also not a huge surprise, because from the very beginning, it was obvious that we have to somehow tame this sword. When we first saw it taking energy from Zoro, so but I think for him looks like it's a huge wake-up call realization. Okay, so this is what's happening, and this helps him understand what he has to do. The sword isn't acting out of malice. That means I've just not been measuring up to its standards. So Sword is like, wait, what the heck? Why haven't we won against this guy yet? I'm not impressed with you, dude. So now I'm going to drain your energy and find myself a better user. I guess that's the idea here. You are telling me Odin was easily able to wield you, even while this much haki was pouring out of him. Is that it, Enma? Okay, we know how Odin was crazy strong. Look here, it's the pirate hunter, King's son. Let's help him take his head. We are sure to get a promotion if we do. What do? I can only appease it if I keep going all out with my haki, but that could kill me. No, this is how it's meant to be. But these people, these beast pirates, they are losing their consciousness. They are just falling down unconscious. Again, a hint to Zoro's conquerors. Well, kind of hint. I think it was already kind of confirmed by Kaida recently, but again, he's using conquerors. I think that's him. And King, seeing these people fall down, he's like, I see. So now King is like, okay, yeah, he has conquerors. So you've also got kingly ambitions, he says. And Zoro like, huh? The world's greatest swordsman, that's perfect. He remembers Luffy saying, the future king of the pirates wouldn't settle for anything less. I guess you are right, Zoro says. After all, I made promises to my captain and my oldest friend, surpassing limits. And that is the end of the chapter. So what do we get? Honestly, like most of our suspicions and something that already been hinted at, confirmed, though we know now that okay, Kuina's grandfather was from Shimotsuki family and he made swords. He was a swordsmith. And we have a theory that Shimotsuki Ushimaru is like grandfather also maybe of Zoro. So they both come from Shimotsuki family. But the first one with Kuina is confirmed 100%. So that's pretty cool. She comes from the family she comes from Saltsmith. She could, but she wanted to wield a sword. She didn't want to be a swordsmith. She wanted to be a swordswoman, and unfortunately, her dream wasn't realized. And I think here Zoro says, like, I made promises to my captain and my oldest friends. He means Queen. And I think that moment with him, like, looking at his swords and remembering the past, was pretty interesting. I feel like, yeah, we learned something new from this chapter, but mostly just some of our suspicions confirmed, and also the old Giza looks fantastic. But also I realized that maybe I really do have to reread stuff, because I'm starting really to forget, like, what was confirmed and what was only hinted at, and what is like our theory, and it's all like jumbled in my head right now. So I think I'll need time for that. Maybe to at least reread Wano so far. How many chapters do we have? And I think that's a lot of chapters, I think. Yeah, I'll have to. At least one, but that was very interesting. Maybe go back to also all the flashbacks of Zoro in this Shimotsuki village would maybe pour some light some of this. Okay, I think that's it for today. Yeah, I think today's reading was kind of chaotic. I don't know why, but thank you for watching, and please share your thoughts on this chapter in the comments. Did you like it? What was your favorite moment as usual? And that would be it for today. See ya!